Okay, here we go. Today, I've got my Monoprice 15 watt. This thing, the cabinet, see the speaker is loose, it's broken loose. I've gone in and tried to repair. I've done another video where I repaired that. It broke loose again. I've noticed on the Monoprice site, the newer, or if you look at this amp now, it shows us, you can see a silver screw on the side here where I don't have one, and I'm betting this is a recurring problem. They've solved it by a screw going into the sides here, holding this speaker mounting plate in place. Anyway, the other thing is this has this 7080 Celestion 12-inch speaker. I love this amp, sounds great. This cabinet has a Vintage 30. It came with the, I stayed right, 30 watt. I love that 30 watt amp. It's channel switching. It sounds awesome. I love it. But lugging ahead in the cabinet to practice some gigs, I like this. Is just the perfect amp. It's just the right size. It's not too heavy. It's easy to carry. So I like this speaker a lot better. I have run this as an external speaker and it sounds better. Whether you're going to be able to hear a difference, I don't know. But one thing I've come to realize about gear and these differences, especially on YouTube, I see people comparing all different kinds of gear, and I can hardly tell the difference. And YouTube, I guess the way it's recorded on a phone, or even if somebody used a good hi-fi recording setup, you can't really tell the difference. But one thing I've learned, it makes a difference to the player. So if there's something that just makes it more inspiring or makes it feel better, then it's worth doing. So even though the listener may not be able to tell the difference, the player is going to play better if his equipment is comfortable and in tune, and his tones especially are on point. You know, when your tones are messed up, I just can't get playing. So when I go to rehearsal, I take this amp. The problem with bands nowadays, everybody's going direct with amp sims and that sort of stuff. And I'm trying to go in that direction too, but I always take my amp. In the last rehearsal, I went totally direct. And some of the guys in the band, wow, man, you sound so much better. You know, what are you doing different? You know, well, I was going direct. It didn't sound better to me. I think the difference was it was in their monitor and they could hear what I was playing. So at least they liked what they were hearing. But I don't think it was the tones I was getting from that direct setup. Anyway, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to swap these speakers, try to fix this grill, and we'll see if there's anything interesting. I'll probably fast forward this really quick or skip it. If anything interesting comes up, I'll leave it in the video. So here we go. I'm going to do a voiceover here. One thing I found after recording this video and coming back to edit, that I didn't have my lapel mic on the whole video. So I've got I don't speak that clearly to start with, and my lapel mic has helped a lot to get a better, clearer voice audio, and I didn't have it on this whole video. I got to this section and you really could not hear a word I was saying. But the speaker did not want to come out very well with the chassis in place. I probably could have pulled the tubes, but I wanted to get the chassis out anyway and just get this cabinet completely cleaned out so I could reattach the speaker grill board that's in there is loose and flopping around. I've tried to repair it before. I've put screws in the side of this amp to try to hold it in place. And I finally saw a picture online, Monoprice, the newer versions of this. They have a screw in the side in this location that I'm drilling right now. So I'm going to drill a pilot hole and put a screw in either side to hold this board in place. And hopefully that will solve this problem, this amp coming apart from getting banged around so much. So here I am just trying to find the perfect location for that screw, drilling a little pilot hole. And I actually thought I had fast forwarded more of this than I did. I don't want to get too boring. I may edit some of this out in my second editing pass. But I drilled this little hole here, put the screw in. One thing I noticed that I do is I was going to put a
a bit in my drill to screw this in, and realize, you know what, when it comes to putting screws into press board, you should always use a manual screwdriver and do it manually. Taking screws out is fine with a drill, but putting them in this kind of area where you know you could very easily strip the screw out, even if you set the chuck on the drill way down, still want to make sure that it's snug but not stripping out. So that was my logic there. And then I flip this amp around and do the same thing on the other side.
The 7080 in this cabinet. There we go. Ooh, that's heavier, isn't it? Definitely heavier, bigger magnet. Made in China. So this is a made in China vintage 30. I've heard there's a difference, made in UK, made in China, whatever. We'll see. China is a manufacturing powerhouse, so I don't have a problem with made in China.